From fear to faith, we rise, we grow. Turn pain to power, now let it show. Behind the growth, hear our voice. We didn't wait, we made the choice. From real life to success we move. This is the moment, welcome to Behind the Growth.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Welcome everyone to my live event, Behind the Growth from Real Life to Real Success. For those who watching live or on replay, thank you for your support. My name is Antora. I come from a medical aesthetic background, and today I own a digital business myself and working as a full-time digital business mentor, guiding people who want flexibility, growth, and income by starting an online business from home. If you can hear me clearly, comment where are you watching us from. Make sure you stay till the end. This life can open new doors for you. All right, everyone. Let me tell you this. This is a big moment for me today. I am beyond excited to welcome someone truly special to our community today, joining us all the way from UK. Tina Willis, a powerful online business entrepreneur and a coach coming from a corporate background, yet one of the most humble, loving, and down to earth leader you'll ever meet. She gives endlessly, uplifts everyone around her, and her energy alone can shift your mindset and your life. She has helped people globally start online businesses. And trust me, once you hear her speak, you'll understand why everyone loves her. Let's blow up the comments with lots of hearts and give Tina the warmest welcome.
Oh,
Welcome,
wow.
Tina.
Thank you so much, Antora. Oh my goodness, my vibes are all high as well with that intro. That was absolutely wonderful. And I apologize. I am full of cold. So yeah, I do apologize for my croaky voice, but thank you so much for inviting me today. It's been a pleasure so far. Absolutely.
You still sound lovely. I can hear you all day long, okay?
Thank
And
you.
thank you so much for accepting my invitation. It's just the biggest moment for me. I love it. I just can't explain how happy I am today. This is one of the exciting interview I'm doing. All right. So I'm not gonna waste too much time. I know people are eager to hear from you. And I would like you to introduce yourself for especially my audience because they are seeing you for the first time in my page.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for those of you who are watching now, thank you so much. And for those of you who are going to watch the replay, my name is Tina Willis and I am from the UK. I live in Wales. I am a stepmom of 4, a grandma of 12, a soon to be great granny of 1. But I keep
Wow.
saying I'm too young. I'm only 63. Put that on me.
Great
Um,
granny.
Great granny, I know. They can't call me great granny. I'm not having that. Yeah, I have been a digital business owner now, a coach and mentor for the past 6 years and 2 months. I started November 2019. And beforehand, I was 25 years in corporate life, climbing that ladder, like we all do, Antora. But until that ladder just crumbled, it made me ill, it burnt me out, and I needed so much more. And I always say it was divine intervention. But then I found this business, and yeah, I've never looked back.
Well, I know you pretty much said in your intro already, but I will still ask actually, what was the exact moment you realized you need something beyond a traditional job or any different business?
So to delve deeper into it, the person you see sitting in front of you now wasn't the person I was over 6 years ago. So I'd climbed that corporate ladder. I didn't even realize I was burnt out. I just knew there was never-ending targets, never-ending budgets. I knew that I was missing time with family, but it was the norm. That's what we're all conditioned to do. And it got to a stage when I was driving home from work one night. I never forget it. It was a 2 hour drive, and then out of nowhere, I burst into tears, and something inside me snapped, and I was ill, very ill. I can't even remember getting home, Antora. That's how bad it was, and that was the pivotal moment in my life that I knew I couldn't carry on. But also, all with all that came the loss of me, the loss of identity, who I was back then, and also saying, did I want to carry on till the age of 67? Where I was, or even move sideways to another corporate career that I actually didn't want to do anymore. I didn't want to sell. I, I wasn't that person anymore. I realized that it wasn't serving me. So that was the moment. But I didn't know what I was going to do. I was 57. I thought my life was over. I really did. I thought nobody's going to want a corporate has-been, and then I found this opportunity, and the rest is history. And I am forever grateful. And to all the amazing people who are watching now. Yeah, forever grateful.
Forever grateful for this. Yes, like we get to a point where like life need to push us to do something, beyond our thought. Like you have to get to a point where you have to break it. You have to break the ice and like just go for it.
Yeah.
So it's amazing, very inspiring. I'll go to the next question. It's a little bit long, okay? Okay. You have been in corporate world for a long time. How did you shift from employee mindset to an entrepreneur mindset, and how has building a personal brand online changed your brand? I was blending it. Changed your confidence and income.
Okay, so first and foremost, keep that question on because it is a long one. I'm going to
It
have to
is a
work.
long one. Sorry about that.
It's
But
okay.
it will help many to connect.
No, I know. So how did I, as I say, yeah, I've been in the corporate world for over 25 years. How did I shift from an employee mindset to an entrepreneur mindset? With great difficulty, with great difficulty at the very beginning. I was still in management mode. I was still trying to manage people instead of lead people.
Mhm.
And I had to start working on me. Um, and I'm all about mindset, and that was really the crux of who I needed to be, because I wasn't managing people anymore. I was leading them, I was helping them. I couldn't say to them, you have to do this, 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 and this. I had to be that leader who showed. And it took a long time for me to change that mindset. But also I started this business thinking, right, I'm going to be a success overnight. It's all done. It's all dusted. That's me. I'm fine. It doesn't work that way, So all those little idiosyncrasies, all those thoughts inside my head, I had to start working on, and I did. I shifted it. It took a long time. Um, I started working on me. I started on gratitude, on journaling, on listening to podcasts of motivational speakers, and I did that work. And once I started changing me, I started changing the business, and the business started growing. So mindset is not just the secret ingredient to this business and your success, it's the main ingredient. But also my personal brand. Wow. So if somebody had said to me over 6 years ago, right, Tina, you will be dancing in the kitchen like a loon to 80s music, um,
Love
you
it.
will be doing
Love it.
go
My
live,
favorite.
you will be inspiring people globally with your mindset courses with my partner in crime, Gloria, there. You'll be doing all these sort of things. I'd have said, no way, get out of town. No chance. That ain't me. No, I am not dancing on camera. But as you grow within yourself, my personal brand started coming out. And I always remember when I first started, honest to goodness, Antora, I look at some of the posts I first did when I first started the business. I cringe. I cringe. But the one thing I did, and I always say this to everybody, is I stayed consistent. I didn't stop posting. I didn't listen to naysayers. I kept me going because I wanted it badly. I wanted to be that person who could help others, and I wanted to be that person who could help herself as well. And I wanted to be that person present in my family's life. And yeah, I kept going. And as my confidence grew, because I wasn't confident when I started, as my confidence grew, I grew, I changed. And I am, as I say, I do what I do because I am who I am today, and I've grown.
Tina Willis.
Yeah,
you are.
Willis.
You are the brand. So it's amazing. Who are in the business, they know this very well. And it's amazing. It's amazing, Tina. You're so inspiring, always inspiring us.
I think, do
Um,
you know what I love though, Antora? It's a business where you can just be you, warts and all. You're not perfect. We're not, none of us are perfect, but you can just be you. So I love walking in the country with my dog. I love going on holiday with my husband. I love traveling around and doing conventions and speaking on mindset. I love dancing in the kitchen to 80s music. I love hoovering to 80s music.
I
And
love it.
I can just be me online. It's who I am. And that's why I love this business. You can just be you.
That's the thing. Like we're so like everyone's very authentic. Everyone you see different person, different their different why they're here. And that's how we relate to others. That's how people can connect.
Yeah.
And in this community with the support and everything we have, it's like we become a family.
Yeah.
It's like
Very
we're
much.
all in everyone's journey. It's so beautiful. It's amazing. You ready for the next big question?
I am. I am.
All
Goodness
right.
knows what you've got for me, but I am.
All right. Did you ever confuse yourself about this business with MLM like others do at the beginning? What unlocked for you when you decided to register with 149 USD and how it benefited you to make this big decision?
So first and foremost, I never even gave it a thought, and I'm being really straight. And I think a lot of people, unfortunately, hear the name MLM,
Hmm.
and it's like, you know, I never even thought about that. The one thing I knew it wasn't was a pyramid scheme because I know about them coming
Hmm.
from corporate, and I knew they were illegal. So I knew it wasn't that. And I did my due diligence and I checked everybody out on the webinar. I stalked them. I absolutely stalked them.
Did the
But
same.
exactly. But, when people say it's an MLM, at the end of the day, what is wrong with an MLM? People might have come across an MLM before and had a bad experience with it. I get that. But at the end of the day, this is not an MLM. But do
Yeah,
do people really know what an MLM is?
I
You know,
doubt it.
I doubt it. And sometimes that's what I think when people say it. Well, why are you mentioning that? What experience have you had with it? So for me personally, my story is I never even thought about it.
Yeah.
Okay. And truthfully, when I paid that 149 and when I saw what this business was about and that it was about helping others, when I gained access to the business community, and don't forget back 6 years ago, we never had what these guys have got today with the training. We never had half of it. But I was blown away. Antora, I was absolutely blown away. And I kept watching and I kept looking and I kept checking out people. I was stalking them and all the rest of it. And I realized that real people were making real success in this business. And my biggest thought I remember back then was if they can do it, then why can't I? And I'm never too old. And I think that was it for me because I'd lost who I was and thought I was wasted and finished. I realized I wasn't. And I saw people in that community who were 76 years of age, and I thought, wow, if she can do it, I can do it. But it gave me that reassurance. And I checked everything out, and then yeah, that was me. I did it, and the rest is history. And I quit corporate life in 2020, and I've never looked back since. That was the best feeling ever, handing my notice in. Yeah, best
So
feeling.
a year later, you quit your corporate job.
Less than a year
Amazing.
because I'd
Amazing. And it was
started
a
it.
perfect timing.
Yeah.
COVID timing. It was
Well,
perfect timing.
I'd
You could stay
started
home.
earning. Yeah, I'd started earning, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to be successful in this. Why do I need to wait? I was seeing it come in, and I thought, I don't need to wait, and I didn't, and I just did it, and I thought
Awesome.
that's it, and it proved me right. It proved me right.
I can totally relate to you. I totally relate to you. And I think a lot of people will relate to this, like who are actually successfully running the business, that this is everyone starts. This is how everyone starts.
Yeah.
You have to look into it. You have to do your research. You can't just jump into something or judge something because you don't know about it. You got to educate yourself
Yeah.
in order to actually accept it, right? So a lot of people just decide like, no, okay, I'm just gonna name it this. It looks like this. I'm not gonna even look
But
into
that,
it.
but I think that comes from fear. That comes from fear.
Definitely,
That comes from
definitely.
doubt. It comes from that false evidence appearing real, so they say, and I
Mhm.
get it. I get it. I started fearful. I started doubtful, but I had to start because I had a choice. Well, I had two choices.
Yeah.
I could stay where I was in corporate life, in that corporate rat race, or move sideways to another corporate career, which was equally going to make me ill, or I could do something about me and live my life. So I started fearful, Antora. I started doubtful. I started scared. I started with all those what if I fail? What if I succeed? Ah, you know, what if?
What
But,
if?
but if I hadn't,
Yeah.
then
You
I'd have
wouldn't
been,
be here today,
I
right?
wouldn't be here today doing what I do and living how I live.
Exactly. Amazing. A quick one, which is how important was mentorship, community, or guidance in our growth, and why does doing it alone slow people down? Just a quick
Oh, so
answer
important.
would work.
So,
Yeah.
so
So important.
important. This community is like no other community I have ever come across. They cheer you on, they cheer your success, they want you to succeed, they want you to grow. Everything is a win. Everything is a win. And the guidance, I couldn't have done this on my own without my amazing coach Franco. I couldn't have done, you know. And you can go far going along, going along. You can go far going alone, but you can go further together. And at the end of the day, when you we all have those human emotions, and we all are like this with our emotions, highs, lows, all the rest of it. But when you feel that lowness coming in, you just reach out, and you get somebody who supports you and gets you back on track and gets you there. If you were doing it on your own, you'd be like, can't be bothered, don't think I'll do it. All those negative vibes. So it will slow you down because you feel alone,
Yeah.
and it can be overwhelming. It can be overwhelming running a business. Absolutely, of course. I'd never run a business before. My kids knew more than me about all this sort of thing. But at the end of the day, the mentorship, the community, the coaching, the guidance was everything for me. Everything. And now I pay it forward.
Yeah. I feel like without that, we just can't. It's very difficult to grow a business. I know, like, because you have to think, you have to do everything from the scratch. So that's the beauty of our business, the big, the guidance, the community, and
Yeah.
everything, which is the biggest support and it's totally worth it. Um, why it's important to be present in social media to run this business successfully, because a lot of people are shy, they don't want to be in there, but they still want it to be successful quick. So how do we, like, explain to them this thing?
Well, I think I mean, back in the day, we didn't have the AI like we've got now, or the faceless marketing like we've got now. So everything is possible in this business to go on social media. But here's the thing: if the shoe was on the other foot, and the person who's interested in a business was watching, say, you or me, Antora, and they saw us post once a week, maybe not, and weren't present in our social media existence, would they trust us? No, they wouldn't. Your business page, your social media platform is your shop. It's your open front to show people what you're about. And you have to be present, and you have to show up for your business. You wouldn't, if it was a traditional business, you wouldn't shut up shop one night and then leave it closed for a week, would you? You'd lose money, and you'd lose trust from your audience and your customers. So there's no difference in social media, but there's so many different ways you can do it, and we teach you that. And when I first started, the only thing I ever did on social media was like, love, or comment on a birthday post, or a friend's post. you know I used to scroll mindlessly for about 2 to 3 hours on social media. That now earns me an income. That little phone over there earns me an income. So at the end of the
Exactly.
day, we teach you that, and that comes with confidence and growth. Action comes first, everything else comes later. So that is why you need to be present in social media, however you want to do it, but you need to be present. You don't have to do go lives if you don't want to. My first ever go live, I forgot to put the sound on. Thought it was amazing until I looked at it and played it back and realized,
Oh my God.
you know. So we made
That's so
mistakes.
funny.
Another one I did was on the beach when I said it was a beautiful October morning and we were still in September. Hello, you know, but we do. We're not perfect. So it's about just doing it and having and knowing you've got that support with you to be there. You know.
That's really funny what you said. Like I remember going live first time. I was like, I decided to say something and then I forgot what's the topic I even came with. So I was like, okay, you just gotta because it's all practice. It's all, slowly you get the confidence. It builds slowly.
Yeah,
So it's
absolutely.
gonna happen eventually. And we're almost towards the end. We have a lot of comments here as well. And thank you, everybody. I
Thank
will
you.
finish with the last one question. Not really question. I just want you to share this. Like for someone who's scared of making the wrong decisions or who feels they're too late to start, what um, perspective would you give them?
Well, that was me.
Share.
That was me. I was scared of making the wrong decision. I was fearful. I thought I was too old. And look at me now, guys. I feel younger than I did 6 years ago, because of this business.
Your
So
energy.
it is a case of never doubt yourself. You are stronger than you know and more capable than you think of. But at the end of the day, all you're doing is getting information. There is no pressure, there is no commitment. It is just purely conversation and information. And this business isn't for everybody. It's not. Let's face it, some people it's not for. But
It's
for
true.
those who really want something more and have a huge why and are coachable and will be consistent and want it more, then this business is for you. So if you see this in your feed, it's because you're looking for something. So all I would say is get both feet over the fence, check out the webinar and connect with Antora or myself, and we will guide you through all the way. But as I say, just information, no commitment.
That's that's very important. That when you feel scared, just to educate yourself,
Yeah.
because lack of information is the one that keeps you, stuck.
Yeah.
So I would say, hopefully, this live will open, new doors for you. You'll think different and leave your fear behind and try something new. Look into it. No harm, you don't lose anything. And we do have free webinar every for my time in Toronto every Tuesday and Thursday 8 p.m. EST. And what's for you, Tina? What's
It's
the
1
webinar?
a.m. in the morning for me, on a Wednesday at 1 a.m. and on a Friday at 1 a.m. And I do host them every now and again as well. That's why I love this business. Because if somebody in corporate said to me, "Oh, right, you're hosting a webinar at 1 a.m. in the morning," I'd have told them where to
Yeah.
go, but not in this business. But also, something Antora said before, leave the fear behind. If you can, leave it behind. But if you can't, let it drive you forward. Let it drive you forward because it means you want more.
Hmm. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for
Thanks, Ray.
watching and supporting. And we'll see you in our next live.
Thank you
Take
so
care,
much.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.